Hey, it's E.B. Moss, and this is another episode of Insider Interviews, where you get the insider scoop on the business of media, marketing, and advertising. And the scoop we're getting today is on the ground, in the air, in Miami. We're at Possible. It's the fourth year of a hugely growing conference, and I'm doing 4 POV Possible episodes from here. This one is with a guy named Zack Dugow. And you are the CEO of a very cool company called The Cool Company.
That's right.
Okay, welcome.
Great to be here.
Where are you from?
So from New York City. And
Yay.
yeah, you know, and now I spend my time between New York and Miami.
Oh, so this is perfect. This is literally one of your backyards.
Oh yeah, the conference is actually just 3 blocks from where I live on the beach.
So you're telling me that I could have skipped the hotel fee. Hello, Zach.
Absolutely. In fact, I was a little insulted that you didn't come and stay with me.
All right. Well, there's always next year. So what I want to do is I want to dive into like the 5-floor explanation of The Cool Company, and then we're going to do the 25 floor.
Okay.
So just tell us what it is.
So what we do at The Cool Company is we've acquired 4 different ad tech companies and integrated all of them, and now have used that foundation and all of the data from our different acquisitions, which is dynamic creative, which means you get a different ad if it's sunny where you are versus if it's raining from Disneyland, or a different car in the ad.
Like versioning.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's exactly right. So that's one business unit of ours. Another is attribution, which just means we're going to tell you which advertising drove sales for you, how much, and where it came from.
Okay.
Then we have what's called a supply side platform that we work with publishers, which is really technology that helps the publisher make more money from their advertising through auctions.
Uh-huh.
And then we have a platform where we localize all of the ad creatives and media, the search, social, display, video, and CTV ads. So anywhere you could see an ad based on store location. And then all of that data feeds into Cool AI, which is our exciting AI platform where with 2 clicks, if you just give us your website alone and you know nothing about advertising, we will build the ad creative for you across every format where ads could run. Google search ads, meta ads, Instagram ads, websites, CTV. I know, pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
And then buy all of the media for you against a ROAS goal. So to put it really simply, we build the ad creative, we buy the media for you, and whatever gets you customers at the cheapest price, that's what we optimize towards and do all of the attribution telling you where the sales came from. So you can know nothing about advertising. You could have a little car wash on the corner, or you could be a big airline. We're going to build the ads for you and buy all the media to get you customers at the cheapest price and tell you what's driving the most sales. And that's what we do.
Okay, that was not 5 floors. That was brilliant. And I think my job here is done. Check, please. That was great. Wow, thank you. But I mean, this is your baby, so of course you know how to talk about it. All right. So now I want to talk about the elephant in the room.
Please.
Or the flamingo in the room. I've been talking to some people with some very interesting names like Human and Alembic as part of POV Possible.
Sure.
What does COOL stand for? Why? Do you get razzed for that?
I do get razzed for that.
Excellent.
So COOL stands for Creative, Open-Minded, Optimistic Leadership.
Well, and another embodiment of the perfect guest. You are creative, optimistic, open-minded leader. Did I get it?
You nailed it.
Excellent.
On the first try, too.
Okay.
Very impressed.
Well, here's a funny story, because I know that the first stage company that you built was called Insticator.
That's right.
And I heard you on an episode a while back talking about a little challenge with that name. And when I first started Insider Interviews, it was called Insider Insights, but it was spelled like website. That was not particularly findable by search engines.
Yeah.
I can only imagine what you went through with Insticator.
Oh, absolutely. It's a funny story if you want to hear it.
I do.
So when we first came up with the name Insticator, it was a mix of the 2 words instinct, indicator. About 3 or 4 weeks after launching the company, I noticed there was like 3 or 4 different people were like, oh, like instigator. And I was like, no. And I was like, oh.
And the logo had already been invested in.
Yeah. And I was like, oh no.
Yes.
And then I realized that I'd be at conferences, I'd meet people and be like, oh, instigator. So when we came up with our new name and our rebrand after all the acquisitions, we wanted something that people could easily hear, remember, pronounce.
And it's cool in so many ways. Yeah. I'm not going to razz you about it. I think it's great and it's bold and why not? So back to your 25 floor explanation. In our industry, a lot of people are trying to kind of bolt things on, I think, and we're getting different metrics and we're getting different definitions of success and different claims. So I have a little segment called Pitch Me, Pinch Me.
Sure.
I want you to pitch me the value proposition of your company.
Sure.
So that I want to pinch myself. It's so good to be true.
Okay.
All right.
So our Cool AI product is so special, and I'll tell you why. And I'm speaking on stage, interviewing one of our customers from National Veterinary Associates, and I'm going to tell you about some of their results.
Good.
So we did a split test where we spent the same amount of money as their human media trading team. And for that same amount of money that we spent using Cool AI versus their human trading team, they got 289% more phone calls, appointments, better call quality. So you're talking about a transformative return on investment in ad spend. And now that's very exciting because now we're scaling this out across other parts of their business. And I'll break it down very simply for the audience as to how this works and why this happens.
Yeah.
If you're a brand right now, most likely you could have an agency that's running your search campaigns and one that's running your social campaigns and one that's running display ads.
Exactly. The whole bolted on thing.
And a human is going in. And let's say you got a great human who's on either the agency or internally, and that human is making, say, 70 changes in a week to the campaign details. I'm going to change the bid price here. I'm going to add sports enthusiasts to the audience. They're making these changes. To give you an example, with NVA, that was roughly around what the human team was doing on a weekly basis, whereas our AI on a 2-week time period made 8,600 changes. And here's the really simple, here's the really simple breakout for that. Say the value of that 81st change is 0.001% better. What human is going to log in, take 20 minutes to make a change that improves something 1/1000th of a percent? Would you do that?
I know where you're going. Okay. No, I wouldn't.
Okay.
Exponential?
So with AI, thousands of those 0.001s all add up, and 0.01 and 0.05 to be now 80% better here and 30% better here and so on. Because our AI doesn't have to sleep. It doesn't have to eat. It doesn't need to be treated to a Carnival cruise or a Disney this. It doesn't complain about their mother-in-law, about their kids, about their dog. And so while we sleep, it's just always improving things.
Good job. Pinch me. I can't believe I'm not dreaming.
Okay, I love that.
Yeah, that was great. Wow. And you had the numbers to back it up. I love it. So you've brought creative, activation, measurement together. How, with all of that increase in success, people still want to be able to measure what's working and where and how.
Yeah.
How are we going to solve for all of this disparate measurement? If we don't go to Cool Company, what's your advice for the industry?
I think it's really good to use a third party to help with like kind of objective measurement. If you don't want to work with the Cool Company, make sure you have somebody who's got that, but that they walk you through how they do their attribution. I cannot tell you how many customers and partners where they just say, hey, our attribution showed that we're getting a 2.5x return on ad spend through this. And then you ask them to explain, okay, well, how is the attribution done? Because there's a bunch of different ways to skin the cat and they won't know. And then sometimes the attribution companies can skew things. So you have to make sure you understand the metrics.
Yep.
Some of them are great, but you want to make sure you're understanding how are they doing the attribution so that you feel comfortable with, and ultimately at the end of the day, you should be looking at your own internal business metrics. If you're a restaurant, it's like, how many entrees did I sell? your DTC commerce, it's like, what were my sales numbers? Make sure that's aligning with what you're getting in the third-party report.
Okay. That's great advice. So when everything starts working as a system and we're learning, we're optimizing, where do you think the biggest impact is coming from when it is with the cool company? Is it the creative? Is it the media? Is it the optimization? Is there?
Sure. So very few platforms have everything compete against the same goal.
Because you're cool.
Exactly. And so people will often allocate and go, okay, great. Here's my budget for TikTok.
Yeah.
And here's my budget for display ads. And here's my budget for search ads.
Yeah.
But if you're like, you know what? I just want 30 million eyeballs and I want that at the best price for my brand, or I want $12 million in sales, and you have them all compete and where those audience gets seen, having our AI at that level and that layer is really effective, because oftentimes people just set aside a budget, but maybe for this part of the campaign, search isn't best. Instagram's best. Maybe for this part of the campaign, TikTok's better. Maybe for this part of the campaign, display is better. And so that layer of our AI optimization, really impressed with, as well as all of the parts. I mean, I'm a proud father of our product.
Okay. Are you a proud father of anything else?
Yes, my dog, Barry, who's really like my son.
Barry.
Yeah.
I love that you have a dog named Barry.
Actually, his real name is Sir Barristan Selmy.
As well it should be. I have no doubt. So he goes with you back and forth to Miami and New York?
Yeah. I mean, he'll come with me pretty much everywhere he's allowed.
I will look for you in the dog park in Central Park. That would be fun. What have you and Barry seen at Possible that's really kind of floating your boat?
That's a really good question. Barry and I have different, preferences and opinions.
Well, you did do well by the National Veterinary Association.
That's right.
Is that how you got that client?
No,
Barry's
but
like,
he helps us.
Zach, I got a client for you. I'll get free kibble.
Yes.
Okay.
I think it's really interesting and impressive. A couple things that we've seen Impossible. I think there's a lot going on in terms of the CTV space and the evolution there, and kind of the better quality and the understanding and the connections so that you could be running, TV show level targeting, and that wasn't available. And then other like moments level. I think there's a lot of evolution happening in that. So if we're both elated because there's a show and there's a vampire teen drama show and there's an amazing, love connection moment, maybe I want to make sure my ad is there post that. I think that's where these things are headed, and we're connecting. There's a lot more that's going to happen on that front. And I think AI is also a very big part of the forefront of that too.
Do you think AI is being overhyped at all?
I don't. So think about it like this. 2 years ago, how often did you use ChatGPT or Perplexity or Grok? How often do you use it today?
A lot.
So I think about, where do I spend my time?
Yeah.
So if you think about it from that standpoint, how often you now go into ChatGPT or Grok or Perplexity or whatever your preferred AI is, I think the impact is even still at the early days. So for a long time, I think AI has been faster and cheaper, and we're now getting to the point, which is really positive and also scary for some people, where it's not just faster and cheaper, but also better. We're getting also towards better. We're not 100% at better.
Yes.
But wait till there's that moment where you see something and you're like, that is one of the most beautiful pieces of art I've ever seen in my life. And then to be shell-shocked to find out that AI built that.
Yeah.
So I think that day is not so far off.
Honestly, I'm here thanks in part to Salient MG and one of their producers, the K Prince. The videos that she creates are hysterical for their division called the Startup Marketer. It's like talking octopuses and everything that look like it just came out of the ocean.
Wow.
I don't understand it.
Wow.
But I'm a little jelly. Anyway, okay. So other than Barry, when you're not on a screen, what else are you doing?
I like to play tennis.
Okay.
I like to play golf.
Okay.
Recently, actually, I've really gotten into padel.
Who know what?
I think they call, it's like you speak to
Is
people,
it
they're
like
kind of a snob,
pickleball?
and they're like, it's paddle, or like, but if you're with somebody who's like, no, it's padel, and you're like, oh, excuse me.
Dugow plays padel.
I guess I do. I do.
I'm sorry.
I also play pickle.
Okay.
And once in a
Pickle.
while, when I have time, I do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu also.
Really?
Yeah.
Remind me not to piss you off.
Okay, deal.
Okay. So if you come back to Possible next year, where do you think you'll be proven right? And what do you think maybe other people will have gotten wrong?
Just in general?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think in terms of the acceleration of AI, the impact around performance, I think that will be really, something special and unique. But what I do think is not correct is that I think people will be required for many other things. I don't think it's purely like just reduction of people. I think education is going to be an important part of the process.
Yeah.
There'll be a lot that moves into training, account management. So I don't think it's a situation where like people are like, well, that's going to mean that half the world is going to be out of a job. And if you think about innovation, surely when there was an innovation and you went from like being on a horse to in a car, there was all the people at the stables were like, oh my God, we're all going to lose our job. And it was like, no, this was just a new evolution. I think that same thing is going to happen too.
Yeah, I think that's right. And, back to your point, just to wrap it up about clarity and education, especially like in B2B, which is the area I deal in mostly, is we have to be so much more clear in our communication and our language. And buyers these days really want you to handhold them, explain to them how this works, because everything's so complicated. It's like head exploding emoji anymore. So I think that your open-minded, optimistic, cool leadership, I forgot all the acronym, but I think that you really do embody that wave of the present and the future. I'm so happy to speak with you, Zack.
It was so lovely speaking with you. I loved it. Thank you so much.
Well, I hope you got some good insider scoop from this episode of Insider Interviews with me, E.B. Moss, and Media and Marketing Pros. If you did, give it a like, give it a share. And if you'd like to learn more about how you can get your own podcast, reach out to me at podcasts@mossappeal.com or follow Insider Interviews anywhere. Thanks again for listening.